I met a gypsy.
The other thing is too is when they decide to do these new things, even if it's us racing like at Glen Helen a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we did the GP there, but it's as a team owner, you kind of go, whoa, I didn't know that we need to start a month in advance, and then we're trying to figure out the rules of what they're doing at the Amex GPs. Okay, this is the fuel we got to use. Okay, this is we got to make the bikes quieter. So there's a whole bunch of, and it also burns out the mechanics too, because they're going, dude, we're racing Supercross or we're racing outdoor nationals, and we got to get ready for this GP that they're going to run, and that's why, I just worked with Bud Feldkamp a little bit. I really miss us not being at Glen Helen. I think it's a shame that we're not, I even talked to Davey Coombs. I says, man, this is, Anfeld. I said, Glen Helen is like taking away our Anaheim.
Yeah.
It's everybody gets to sleep in their, not everybody, but a good portion of us get to sleep in our own beds that night. It's our hometown track. And I know we're doing Paula, but we shouldn't be doing 2 Paulas. Glen Helen is an iconic track that's around the world. So we just announced I was going to help Bud Feldkamp with this here, but we're doing a stopwatch national out there. We're calling it. It's on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because these guys come out and do their stopwatch racing for 30 minutes out there. And I went, you know what? Let's just put a $10,000 purse together and let's run it on Thursday at 10:30. We'll have the first moto, and 12:30 we'll have the second moto, and $20 for spectators, and these guys are all on stopwatches anyway. Let's let them make some money.
Yeah.
So it sounded like I talked to quite a few of the riders, and they went, that sounds good. We're out there anyway. Let's do it. Let's drop the gate,
Oh, so actually race.
Yeah. So we're putting 250s and 450s in the same thing, line up on the line, and
wow,
got a $10,000 purse. Yeah.
I saw that this morning, but it was just in passing. I didn't know.
We got to have something at Glen Helen, because there's a lot of things that happen at Glen Helen. They do the Day in the Dirt there. They do the 2-stroke national, the Vet World Champ. Yeah. So. But I just feel like it's a shame that we should have a national there.
Do you know why?
The promoters aren't getting along.
Just
business.
And
I think also Paula, is owned by the Indian Reservation. I think they write a pretty big check.
Yeah.
So, but to have 2 Paulas, Paulas are really hard to get into, and I just think Glen Helen, we always do a big hospitality on the hill, but the jumps, it's spectacular at Glen Helen.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and it's a famous, iconic track that's been around for a long time. We should be using it.
Oh man, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
For me, that whole experience of racing World Vets last year was
fun. Huh?
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was cool. I actually pulled in behind you, so
really?
You went off. I think, just in front of me. Remember you and Jeremy were like sitting on the line together?
Yeah.
I was like the next moto after that. And I've just was sitting there at the line being like, dude, what the fuck? And, it's Troy Lee and Jeremy's right there. And, like that event at that track. And it is iconic, like for me to be able to drop that gate. I got the whole shot, to get
awesome.
a whole shot at that track through that first turn. Like, man,
first
it was
turn's
just
like Daytona, man, banked and everything. It's cool.
Yeah. So I think, I think you're right. Like, for us not to be there is just such a shame.
Yeah, it's a cool track. It's one of the toughest tracks.
Do you race World Vets a bunch of times now? Is this one of those ones that you don't want to miss?
Yeah, it just brings out. I love lining up here because there's so many different people from so many different countries there. You get to there and I'm like, wow, I'm racing against this guy from Japan and this guy from Sweden, and at the gate's full, 40 guys. I'm over 60, 40 guys over 60, still trying to, handle a 450. That start, you hold that thing wide open, it's barking.
She gets going.
Yeah.
So you ride the 450, you don't ride 350?
450, yeah. I think you have to ride a 450 with if all your buddies are on 450s, they're going to pass you down the straightaway every time on a 350,
Yeah.
It's definitely a 350 is nicer on the turns and a little bit lighter and everything, but same with Mammoth. I did get a 350 and then I just get pulled up the hill at Mammoth and I'm like, man, this is no good. I want to pull them,
Yeah.
Give me a 500. 450 is not enough.
How much are you riding these days?
I've been doing more trail riding.
Okay.
Yeah, just with my younger kids.
Do you go from Laguna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I go out to Jeff Ward's house out there by the test tracks, and we just trail ride out there. There's I don't know how many acres out there, man. There's hundreds of acres out there that you can just kind of, especially right after it rains, and we just do a little bit of trail ride, pack a lunch, and my wife's been saying the twins, let's keep these guys on bicycles and surfboards and not so many motorcycles. Max and me chase this, did all the amateur stuff and the Red Lynn stuff and all that, but just seemed like motorcycles you get hurt on more.
Yeah.
And she's like, bicycles are a little more, it scares me, to be honest with you. Taking my daughter surfing, especially in Portugal, I'm like, man, these waves are gnarly, you know? But it's everything we do is dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We can't say no. Let's just try to be as safe as we can and go have fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's your bike of choice for your trail rides?
I got a 300 gas, and I love it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Good, eh?
Yeah, I love back to the 2-stroke electric start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I rode one of those to the tip of Australia a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So we did like 3,000 Ks.
Yeah.
And I just put a bit of a smaller sprocket on it because you do a lot of like dirt road sections where you're just kind of wide open for an hour.
I just had lunch with John Hines yesterday, and I said, hey, where's the distributor in Portugal? I need to order two or three 300s for my house in Portugal, because I just want to that's I'm planning a ride out of my house up to Porto and just take as many dirt roads as possible and grab 10 of my buddies and just do a full adventure ride. Stay at the coolest hotels, and it's all about dinner and hotels.
And
find as much single track as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. I actually know a guy over in Portugal who races Porsches too. He
really?
rides motos and rich retired guy.
Sounds like I should know him.
I think I might have to connect you guys. He's cool. A very adventurous guy, and he's just retired, successful businessman, made a bunch of money, loves racing Porsches, loves riding motos. He's a really, really, really nice guy too.
Awesome.
That vibe of like, okay, we're going to have a really nice lunch.
Yeah.
We're going to stay at a really nice hotel, but we're going to ride scruffy dirt bikes on the way to it. That's his style. Might have to link you up.
Sounds good.
But I think the dual sport thing is just so much fun.
Yeah.
Like these days, I love being at tracks, and I love that still. I think once you've done it and you've spent your life doing it, I think it's hard not to enjoy that or want that. But man, so much fun to just get a group of dudes together and go out into the hills and trail ride and laugh and stop every 20 minutes and carry on,
Yeah. I still love tracks too, though, because it's fun perfecting, it's just so gratifying when you get that berm with your feet up and you're just on the gas halfway through it and you're just like, yeah, I cleaned that, or that jump backside it perfect. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're a hero until you slam your head in the ground and you're like, what am I doing this for?
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.